Okay, so I'm putting together this video just to give an idea of how this works. So Keynote in iCloud is what I'm using right now. So you can open your own iCloud account free if you like, but I've created this through my own, and I'll be able to share a link with you guys to be able to come in and use this and edit to create new songs. So the whole goal of this is to be able to have several templates that are ready for you to be able to just add a new song so we can add it to the playlist that we are going to create in Keynote. So we're in the process of that right now, and we found that Keynote works really well and it's stable, better than Pro Presenter. So I'm going to make what you're looking at right now available to you to be able to use anytime to create a new song. And so you can see on the left hand side here, I put together several templates. So if I click on that, this one will come up, and in this box, if you click right there, is where the text goes. So you can copy and paste text into any of these text boxes here, and you can move it around. You just kind of click on it with your mouse. I left click on mine, I can move it, and best thing to do is like over here on this side, you have style, text, arrange. This is really important. So text is where I hang out most of the time, and I just have it set to this font here. But you'll want, the best thing is to move this up down here. So you got upper, mid, or lower for text in your text box. Should be up here typically. It helps to put things together well, and then I have everything centered, and bold is the way to go, like that. So here's one, another one. Here's a red one. Here's a blue one, dark blue, kind of purplish with some crosses, green with a cross, some orange dots there. This is one that I started. I'm going to show you how I can actually build a new song here. And so once we've got it built here in iCloud Keynote, we're able to download it as a Keynote or a PDF or images, but we'll want to download this as a Keynote at church, which we will have access to. So like here's another one down here, different backgrounds, and we can create those all day long. So I already started putting this together, and this song right here, I'm going to show you. Sometimes you get a melody and you know the song, sometimes you know the title. You can do it a couple ways. You can go look it up on YouTube, and you just type in, like, see up here, the reason I live is to worship you, lyrics, and it came up, Hillsong has a version of this. So you can go through this and find the lyrics, and actually listen to the song and type those into the text box. See, that's one way. So I'm going to pause that, and you can go through the whole song that way. But another thing is once you know the song that you're looking up and you know the title, you can go over here to just Google. You can go to Google and hack into your search. When I look into your holiness lyrics, and look what comes up. Bam! When I look into your holiness by Kent Henry, here's all of the text, the words for the song right here. So, and they're arranged, in the way that we would sing them. So you can go through like this next one here. I'll show you. So up here we have this window open in one tab with Google. And then this is right here, this is YouTube, and presentation 6 is open right here. So watch how I do this to add in the words to the next slide. See, this is the first one, this is the second one, right? And then you just right click on the slide that you're at, and you go down to the bottom and click duplicate right here. And so it just automatically duplicates that slide. Then you can come in here click on the text box. What I typically do is I just click a couple times like that, and on my computer, a Mac, it's Command A for all. So I can just Command A like that, or you can just take your cursor like this and just grab the whole text right here, right, and just kind of highlight it all, and then you can just backspace it. See, you get rid of it. There it is. But your text box is here still. See, so now you can go back over here to this window and open it up, and you can grab.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk to you there, Siri. Goodbye. So this is the next one. I worship you. So you take your cursor, grab it, press down, let go, right click, copy, go back up to this window of presentation 6 where we've got this, double click, and then you can either right click to, well, my Mac wants me to do this. Paste would be Command V, so that's what I'm going to do. So you go back here, double click, and then Command V on a Mac is paste. Bam. There it is. So now we're going to edit this and get it the way we want it. So it doesn't look very good like that, and we're going to get rid of some of this stuff. So like all the stuff in brackets here has got to go. All right. Let's get rid of that. I worship you. I worship you. I worship you. Okay, so we know that the third one isn't there, but this is. The reason I live is to worship you. And this in brackets, I don't know why they did that. You can probably tell me, I'm not sure. So get rid of that. I worship you. Get rid of this. And I think we can do this. This is, maybe do a comma. And then we want this thing to look symmetrical. In other words, you know, pleasing to the eye, easy to read. So centered. The reason I live is to worship you. There we go. That looks pretty good there. See? So now I want to show you something here. Once we've got this text in this text box like this, right? You can click out on this gray area. You can click back in and see it gives you the text box. Now if you hold down your mouse, you can move this text box around, and in Keynote online like this in the iCloud, see that yellow line that appears? So that shows you it's centered, horizontally. And this, if you move it around this way, it'll show you where the exact center is with that center line coming across. And that's probably a good guide for us. So you don't want your text to be like over here. See on the right edge there? Because when you go to show that at church, it'll be like cut off sometimes. It'll be even smaller. So you always try and give a nice margin on both sides all the way around, four-sided. See, so that when we put it through the projector, it's going to come out good and centered on the screen. So there we go. That's that one. Now, if we want to add the next one, we just come over here with our mouse on the one we just made, and we right-click, go down to the bottom, hit duplicate. There. So now I go in here, Command A for select all, backspace, get rid of that, go up to where our lyrics are at. When I look into your holiness. And so you got to look, sometimes they duplicate, So this was actually the first slide. When I look into your holiness, when I gaze into your loveliness, when all things that surround become shadows in the light of you. Is that the same thing? Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. So we don't need to actually do this because we just did it up here, and we can just duplicate that slide. But what we're going to do, let's make sure it's the same. Yeah, when I look into your holiness, when I gaze into your loveliness, see right here, when all things that surround become shadows in the light of you. Yes, exact same thing. So let's go back to our presentation 6 here and see this is the one. So we'll duplicate that, and then we'll just drag it down. just come down here and just drag it to the place that you want. See a little blue line back there that tells you where it's at, and then you just release it. So there, we just did that without even having to type anything. And we got our next one here. So when we go back to the song up here, when I found the joy of reaching your heart, let's see, is that a duplicate? Yeah, yes it is, because we just did this. When all things did. So it's like a repeat. So we'll highlight it to keep the place like a bookmark here for a second, so we know that. But we can go back to our presentation, see, and we can find that when I found the joy of reaching your heart. Okay, so right there. So you click on it, and then you right click, go down to the bottom, duplicate. So let's drag this guy down here. That's perfect right there. Okay, so now let's go back. What's the next one? I worship you, I worship you. This one right here. I worship you, I worship you. I worship. The reason I live is to worship you. Yeah, this is really a duplicate also. I believe we can get away with using the one that we already have. I worship you, I worship you. Yeah, I worship you. So we go back to our presentation 6, find it right here, right click, click on it, right click, duplicate, there. And then we just drag this down here. And that's it. So now we have all of the slides for when I look into your holiness. And the way that